Magandang araw na naman mga kabayan, mga kapwa Pilipino sa Pilipinas at saka sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo. Ito na naman ang inyong kaibigan na si Teddy Molina, host ng programang ito. We welcome you back to Buhay Pinoy sa Amerika. Nandun naman sa kabila ang ating co-host, walang iba, si Mr. Dan Nino, nakabase sa Los Angeles, California. At ako naman ay nandito sa Bay Area, sa California. Okay, Dan, bumati ka muna.
Sa aming mga kababayan sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo, ako uli at si kapartner kong Teddy Molina ang nagpupugay sa inyo ng magandang araw. Today is October 31. We call this Halloween night. So, nandito kami para magbigay uli ng mga iba't ibang kuro-kuro dahil kahit na wala na kami sa inang bayan, inang sinilangan, kami pa rin ay nagmamalasakit sa Pilipinas dahil yun nga, mahal pa rin namin ang ating bansa. Kaya magbibigay kami ng kurkuro dahil naapektahan din kami rito at nag-aalala din kami rito sa Amerika. Back to you, Ted.
Okay, magandang development sa week na ito dahil nabalitaan namin na was it Tuesday in the Philippines? Oh, Tuesday nila, I think, or Wednesday. Finally, meron ng action ang ICI headed by its chairman, si Justice Andres Reyes. Nag-file na siya sa ombudsman ng kaso laban sa mga big fish. At least may big fish na dalawa. Dan,
Yes.
the sitting senators Jingo Estrada at saka si Senator Joel Villanueva doon sa ombudsman. At the ball is now in the hands of Ombudsman Boyeng Remulla. Pero kami, kagaya ng ating mga kababayan dyan sa Pilipinas, ay nakukulangan pa. Meron ng dalawang big fish. Pero where are the bigger fishes? So-called. May mga bigger fishes dyan eh. Like yung naging dalawang leader ng two houses ng Congress, di ba? Yung
Of course,
dating Senate President, si Chis Escudero, at
Mhm.
dating Speaker Martin Romualdez. Of course, considered big fish din itong dalawang ito na senador, at another big fish, no less than former Congressman Saldico, dating chairman ng Appropriations Committee ng House of Representatives. Kaya kami ay wine-welcome namin itong mabilis na aksyon ng ICI. At alam namin na meron pang susunod. Sana ay inaasam naman namin ang susunod ay yung mas malaki pang isda. Yung dalawang leader ng dalawang kongreso, dalawang house ng Congress. Come on, Chairman Reyes, you can do it. We got trust on you. And also yung dalawang commissioner mo. Si Commissioner Bebs Simpson at anong pangalan yung babae pare? Yung
Nakalimutan ko na from SGB.
SGB. Yes, at I know you're doing your best. And so, alam niyo na, nanggagaalaitin na ang inyong mga kababayan, kaya paspasan. At lalong paspasan mo naman, Ombudsman Remulla. Alam namin matapang ka, kaya show your balls. Para may mangyayari sa mga investigasyon na ito. At by the way, Dan, merong timeline na sarili si Ombudsman Remulla. Una ay sabi niya, by November 25, that's around 3 weeks from now, more or less, ay meron nang isasampa silang kaso sa Sandigan Bayan. At ang timeline niya after that, sa December, itong taon na ito, meron nang makukulong. And we look forward to that, na sana mga big fish ang makukulong dyan. Kasi, of course, plunder ang kaso. At iba pang kaso, like bribery and graft and malversation of public funds and other cases. Pero ang plunder cases ay unbailable. So, once na ipinila yan sa Sandigan Bayan, we expect na makukulong na ang mga ito because unbailable nga. Okay, Dan. Take it
Okay.
away.
Pero ang kagandahan ngayon, Ted, is pwede nang may stream yung hearing sa
Yeah, live
ICR.
stream.
So, at least naayos na yon dahil gusto ng madla, gusto ng ating publiko na makita kung anong pinag-uusapan nila sa hearing room. Kaya yun ang magandang isang development. Okay? Ang second development, Ted, is yung nagsalaysay ng kanyang affidavit, si former retired Marine Guteza, nagsasabi na hindi daw pinirmahan o pineke yung pirma ng notary public.
Yeah.
So that's another issue. Pero ang sabi naman ni former Congressman Mike Defensor, hindi daw nagbabago naman yung salaysay ni Marine Sergeant Gutesa na nirekomenda ni former Congressman Mike Defensor kay Senator Marcoleta. But dini-dispute naman nung notary public. Okay? At saka another one, that is in the near future, gusto nilang, pag-usapan natin last week, i-auction yung mga kotse na luxury cars ng mga Discayas.
Yeah.
Okay? And then, ang isa pang burning issue niyan, Ted, is yung mga ibang senador na bilyonaryo, merong 2 bilyonaryo ngayon, si Mark Villar at saka si Rafi Tulfo. So,
Teka
pero
muna.
nung in-interview naman si
Bilyonaryo, billion, ha?
dalawa, 1.2 yung isa 1 billion. So,
Sa Salen. Are you talking about
yes,
that?
Salen.
Salen, okay. Hindi
So,
ko makita eh.
at si Mark
Bilyonaryo na pala si
Villar
Rafi, ha?
kasi he was a former Secretary of Public Works and Highways. He was denying that he was involved in any anomaly or scandal in the public works because you remember he was the Secretary of DPWH for 6 years.
Yeah.
Pero ngayon, ang nagtataka sila, Ted, is bakit si Chis Escudero na sabi nila involved din, bakit siya pinaka mahirap na senador na with only 18 billion?
Poorest senator, and who can believe that?
Yeah.
Kaya niyang bumili ng $1 million.
Yeah.
According to Bots Francisco,
Yeah.
the veteran movie reporter. Kaya niyang bumili ng $1 million na regalo na sing-sing para sa asawa niya, si Harte Evangelista. Ano naging poorest yan?
Kaya may tinatago siguro, Ted. Kaya tama sinabi mo kanina na hindi lang si Senator Joel Villanueva, kundi pati si Chis Escudero din. Hindi lang si Jinggoy, but pati si Chis Escudero din. Dahil, pero ang pinagtataka ko rin, Ted, is that about 4 senators right now did not submit their SALN. Like Jaime Marcos, like Senator Bato de la Rosa, at
Bongo.
saka meron pa.
Si Bongo nagsabit na.
Si Bongo, I'm not sure. Parang,
Hindi ko pa kasi natignan
uh,
yung
natingnan.
titignan ko mamaya mga salin
So,
nila.
nakakapagtaka bakit yung si Senador Chis Escudero na may nag-donate ng 30 million sa kanyang campaign funds ay siyang the first senator at inimbestigahan din ng COMELEC, Ted.
I know.
Well,
I know.
uh,
Yung
that's
contact investigation.
there's also a crime involved there because you're not supposed to receive a campaign fund
Hmm.
if there's like a sinister plot to provide the contract to someone related to ghost projects or flood projects.
Teka muna, Dan. Merong bagong development. Kanina, ah, naglabas, I mean, 2 days ago yata lumabas itong post na ito sa Facebook by no less than the brother of Senators Pia Cayetano and Alan Peter Cayetano sa Taguig. None other than ang movie film director and producer pa yata.
Yeah.
Ang pangalan niya ay si Lino Cayetano. Medyo outspoken pala itong si Mayor Lino. Naging mayor din ng Taguig ito.
Ganon. Okay, good.
2019 to 2022. Sinabi niya, bakit hindi din daw imbestigahan ang flood control projects
Sa Taguig.
sa Taguig? At sinabi niya na, and he was quoting his sources, allegedly from sumbong sa Pangulo,
Mhm.
6 billion daw
Wow.
flood control projects from uh, 2022 to 2025.
Wow.
6 billion flood control projects sa Taguig. And yet, bahang-baha pa rin ang Taguig. Tingnan mo, available sa mga social media, yung nangyayaring baha sa Taguig. And 6 billion allegedly was uh, spent or appropriated for flood control projects in Taguig. At research ko rin pare. Noon pa yan, na-research ko pero I did not really
Pay
come
attention.
across with all the details. Pero kanina, doon sa Facebook page ni Lino Cayetano, merong nag-comment doon sa kanyang post, sa post ni Lino Cayetano. At dito, meron siyang dinetalye na 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 na flood control projects. All in 2022, year 2022. At nagulat ako, dalawa dito ay Diskaya companies. Ang contractors, St. Timothy Construction, and the amount was 91,587,933 pesos in Taguig City. And then another one from Diskaya Company, Alpha and Omega General Contractor and Development Corporation, for almost the same amount in the same year, 2022, 91,626,371 pesos. At dalawa pa pero ang contractor ay Hony, Hony, Trading and Construction. Joint venture nila ng B. Bernardo Construction Incorporated to the tune of 89,794,000. And again, The fourth one in Taguig City also by the same company, Honey Trading and Construction. The amount is almost the same, 89,727,299 pesos. All of these four projects posted by yung nag-comment Neil Santos ang pangalan niya. You can check that mga kababayan sa Facebook page ni Lino Cayetano. Apat ang pinost niya rito. And dalawa dito ay Diskaya companies. Ang contractor, St. Timothy at saka Alpha and Omega. And kung 6 billion talaga, more than this. Hindi lang mga ito. Pero itong apat na ito, noong 2022, daw ginawa. All flood control projects. Nandito, apat. Construction of slope protection along Taguig River facing downstream. West Bank, Package 4, Taguig City. Construction of slope protection along Taguig River facing downstream. East Bank, Package 6, Taguig City. And the third is construction of slope protection at Hagonoy Pumping Station. Retarding Pond, Taguig City, Package 2. And then construction of slope protection at Labasan Pumping Station. Retarding Pond, Taguig City, Package 5. All in Taguig City. And this was for the year 2022. At na-monitor ko sa social media kung gaano kalalim ang baha noong July and August. Tingnan niyo mga kabayan. And itong supposed projects na ito ay nangyari noong 2022. So how can you explain yung massive na baha dyan sa Taguig City?
Yeah.
Noong August this year and July.
Yeah.
Okay,
Kaya
Dan.
pala, Ted, nung pinapanood ko yung ICI hearing, sabi ni head of the ICI, former Justice Andres Reyes, sabi niya, I want to cry. I want to cry dahil hindi pala billion lang kundi trillion. When after investigating, after getting all the facts, hindi lang pala billion kundi trillion.
Wow.
Kaya sabi niya, I want to cry. Di ba? Yun ang bagong ngayon, rally or
Wow.
bagong
And he can feel it dahil
he
kasi
can feel it.
ibig sabihin talagang nakita niya strong evidence.
Strong evidence. They're seeing the evidence.
He was moved by what he saw.
Yes.
Wow.
Di ba? Ang noon ang magandang nalaman natin na it reverberates, it resonates, mahiya naman kayo. Ngayon, I want to cry. Kahit talagang nalalaman nila ng katotohanan dahil sa mga ebidensya, dahil sa nakalap nilang mga facts. Kaya, pero mo, he was moved to tears.
I can just imagine how these commissioners felt dahil nakita nila yung ebidensya.
Yeah.
Now,
at pinag-usapan mo, sinabi mo kanina, Ted, na mga Cayetanos, pero pag magsalita si Alan Peter Cayetano, parang wala siyang nalalaman, parang pinapakita niya na kung magsalita siya, parang wala siyang ginawang masama or karamalduman. Yung pala, pati siya pala, nagsabit yung mismo niyang kapatid, na si Lino.
Yeah, si Lino, sa Facebook page yan.
Biro mo? Pag magsalita parang malinit, parang nagmamalinit.
Pero pare, I remember there was a point nagmeya culpa siya. I think he knows deep in his heart na meron din siyang kagagawan. Kasi, you remember, nagmeya culpa siya on national TV and on national media at sabi niya, mag-resign tayo lahat. You remember that challenge from him?
Correct.
Because at that point in time, namove din siya ng kanyang conscience. Pero now, back sa dati. Mayabang naman, di ba?
Oo, sabi Marami nagsasabi na mauna ka na at susunod na kami.
Yeah, exactly. Yung,
Ay,
pero
kaya
yun
pala.
po. Pero siguro at that time na prick ang kanyang conscience, so
Yeah.
he was able to
Oh,
say that.
no wonder
Yeah.
na ganun
Pero
pala.
ngayon, back sa dating bragadosyo niya pag na-interview or siya mismo ang nagsasalita. Di ba?
Yes.
On
My
his own.
goodness. Wow.
Now, alam mo pare, kailangan siguro tayong mga political and social observers at commentators
Yeah.
at ang pangkalahatang Pilipino
Mhm.
sa atin sa Pilipinas at sa ibang-ibang panig ng mundo. We should remain awake
Vigilant.
and strong in our conviction. Huwag
Yes.
nating hindi alisin natin yung ningas kugon mentality. Huwag natin bitawan ito hanggang
Yes.
makonvict. Kasi, you know why I say this? Ang conviction rate sa Sandigan Bayan, pare, is less than 50%. Less than 50%.
Yes.
I think something like 46% ang conviction rate. I read somewhere in a news item na mahina silang mag-convict. I don't
Kasi
know
may
what the problem lies.
pakiusap.
I don't
May
know what the problem
papadrino.
lies. Pwede rin sabihin nila, nasa kamay ng ombudsman yon. Mahinang kaso dinala nila sa amin. Pwede rin yon. Or
Oh,
baka nasa kamay din ng Sandigan Bayan. Baka they look the other way. For fear, favor, or influence, or for certain amount, share of the lot. Maybe. I'm just saying.
okay,
Diba?
okay, Ted. Di ba?
Kaya tayo, ang counter natin diyan mga Pilipino, huwag tayong matulog. Tutukan natin ito hanggang sa makulong lahat ang mga mandarabong.
Ah,
Let's not forget this.
yeah, Ted, follow up to what you just said. Di ba? Si Joel Villanueva pala, convicted na pala. Meron na palang na-convict na pala siya pero hindi pinablish ni former Ombudsman Martires. Nabalitan mo rin ba yun?
Exactly nga.
Ted?
Nakakatawa nga dahil meron siyang interview sa
Oo.
bilyonaryo. Well, she asked pointed questions. Ano pangalan yung matapang din na columnist doon? Host,
Si
dating,
Pinky Webb ba yun?
dating Channel 5 dati yata at saka ABS-CBN pa yata.
Pink Webb or si...
Pinky Web, yes, Pinky Web.
Yes. Okay.
Why did you not publish it? Kung nakakatawa ang knowing that it is a high-profile case, why did you not publish it?
Oh yeah.
Alam mo, natatawa ako sa sagot nitong si Martires. Nakalimutan daw niya
Ay.
i-publish. Oh my God! Oh, no, no. Correct me if I'm wrong. Nakalimutan na daw niya ang dahilan bakit hindi niya pinablish.
Oh, may dementia, kung gano'n. O nagmaangan, o may padrino.
That's what they call selective amnesia, pare.
Selective amnesia.
And considering that 2016 nung na-promulgate yung dismissal order ni by Ombudsman Conchita Carpio Morales, di
Okay.
ba? 2019 niya, it took him 3 years to dismiss. And yet, tahimik siya. And it's a high-profile issue. Sinabi niya na ah, nakalimutan na niya ang dahilan. My God, that's the sloppiest alibi that I ever heard and from a former Supreme Court Justice. My God. Dahil
May selective amnesia.
nawalan na siya ng dahilan.
Credibility.
Biglaan yung question eh. And the
Ah,
truth of the matter is, itinago niya yon.
oh yeah.
Karego. Kasi once nilabas niya, it will trigger public uproar.
Correct.
And then it will affect him.
Yes.
And baka makalkal ang dahilan bakit it took him that long to reverse it and he did not even announce it. Hanggang
Kahit
sa
tuloy biglang nag-retire.
baka maimbestigahan siya and it could lead to his impeachment. I'm just speculating pero
Yeah.
ano ang dahilan na titinago niya, di ba?
kaya pala biglang nag-retire na siya.
Yeah, pero he completed his term.
Yeah, but ngayon lang lumalabas ito, Ted.
Alam mo yung 2019 na decision niya yon? Kung lumabas, baka na-impeach siya nung
Oh
paglabas
yeah,
niya. 2019. So he was afraid to be impeached siguro. He does not want to lose his position.
yeah,
Kasi, maraming magpro-protesta sa
yeah.
kanyang reversal, di ba? It took him 3 years to
Kaya
decide on
hindi
the
niya ma-explain kung bakit
motion for reconsideration ni Villanueva, Senator Villanueva. Hindi niya
hindi niya
ma-explain. So, alam mo,
he was groping for words.
nakakatawa na nakakainis, pare.
Hindi-
Sinabi niya na nakalimutan niya ang dahilan bakit hindi niya pinablish.
You became a
Yeah.
ombudsman chief. You're
Kaya
just
dalawa ang challenge natin ngayon dito. Ombudsman Remulla should do his job and should do his job well. At we welcome what he said na hindi pa dalos-dalos ang kanyang gagawin. Kailangan airtight, strong ang ebidensya para walang
correct.
dahilan ang Sandigan Bayan na mag-acquit sa mga respondents.
Yeah.
Di ba?
Pero Ted, bakit yung sinabi ko kanina si Martin Romualdez na marami daw bahay from my sources. Marami siyang bahay sa Forest Park. At saan gagaling yung pinagbili niya ng mga bahay sa Forest Park? Bakit hindi ko siya narinig na isasama siya sa makakasuhan na katulad ni na Senators Jingo Estrada at saka si Joel Villanueva. Bakit medyo hindi siya kasama? I hope because si Martin Romualdez at saka si Ombudsman Boying Remulla are fraternity brothers in Upsilon. I hope this will not affect the decisions on whether to charge Martin Romualdez or not. I hope their
Dapat
being fraternity brothers will not affect.
dapat the relation whatever relationships they have should transcend this relationship, the boundaries
Yes,
of these relationships, and it should be nothing but the interest of the nation.
yes,
That is paramount in the eyes of sa kay Ombudsman Remulla, di ba?
corrected.
Yeah, hindi dahil mag-brad sila, di ba? So
Yeah.
that's another challenge to Ombudsman Remulla, pare.
Dahil sa Pilipinas kasi, Ted, kaya hindi na kukonvict yung mga iba kasi gumagapang yung mga padrinos. Hindi katulad sa Hong Kong at saka Singapore, Ted,
Um,
na walang mga padri-padrino, walang mga
Tayo lumayo dito rin sa
kaibigan
Amerika,
o
di ba?
walang
Dito sa atin, di ba na-convict yung gobernador ng Illinois? Si
yes,
Christian De Paz.
pati dito yung county supervisor na convict nasa
County
preso.
supervisor ninyo, the councilman yan. At saka dito sa amin, state assemblyman.
Yes.
Oh, walang
Kaya
pudri-pudri
dapat
ebidensya lang ang pinagbabasahan ng mga judges at justices, di ba?
pero na nakakatuwa, Ted, may amnesia nga yung mag-implement. Selective amnesia, kaya nakakatuwa ang ating
Wag naman
justice
sana.
system sa Pilipinas.
Okay,
Dahil,
pare.
okay,
So much for that. At
okay,
punta naman tayo sa US side
okay,
ng ating programa. So, what can you share to us, to our
okay,
listeners, to our watchers?
okay. Alam mo, Ted, na naman, kaya kaya na there's no perfect society, Ted, even in the US, uh, which is the uh, economic power in the world, together with China. Hindi pa rin tayo nawawala ng problema rito. Katulad yan, today is the 31st day of government shutdown in the
31st.
United States of America. At yung
31st
mga
day, right?
military,
Yeah.
hindi masasweldohan. Pati sa airports, yung mga air traffic controllers, hindi masasweldohan. Kaya may mga nagdo-donate na ng mga food sa kanila dahil they did not receive their salaries effective today.
At meron ding mayaman na may-ari ng bangko si Mr. Melon ng Melon Bank nag-donate ng how much is that? 135
135
million
million
dollars
to
to
pay
pay the salaries
the
of
troops.
our servicemen, di ba?
Yes, pero that's only good for 1 month maybe.
1 month. 130 more.
It's not
Pero
enough. That's why
maganda yung ginawa ni Mr. Melon. I forgot his first name. Do you know his first name?
uh, I forgot.
Maganda yun ang ginawa niya. At balita ko, si Mr. Melon, who owns Melon Bank, was a campaign donor of President Trump.
Mhm.
Talagang big man, wealthy na tao ito.
Yeah.
Imagine donating $135 million. That's
But
big
you
money.
say, did it really go through? Did Trump accept this donation from Mellon Bank?
Well, he should. If I were him, he
Yeah.
should. Because that will at least, sinabi mo, 1 month.
Temporarily
1 month na
alleviate.
payroll ng mga servicemen, kayang subsidize ng donasyon niya. Di,
Yeah.
magandang bagay yun. And hopefully before 1 month, ay meron ng tapos na ang shutdown.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
ngayon nabasa ko, saka narinig ko sa TV news dito sa US, Ted, na medyo parang gusto na mag-soften up si Trump
So,
dahil na-realize na niya na it's backfiring. Kaya gusto niyang i-abolish na yung filibuster para ma-approve na yung budget natin.
I see.